Hi, everybody. My name is Charlotte Lang, and welcome back to the Pageant Podcast. I know it has been a while. After I got back from Miss Teen USA, I really wanted to give myself the time that I needed to recover. Y'all, this was the hardest pageant recovery of my life. I underestimated just how exhausted I would be when I returned. And I certainly was. And there was a lot I had to do for school and for my own self and my own mental journey before I could be able to get back on here and talk to you guys. However, I am so excited to be back. And today's episode is very exciting because going into Miss Teen USA prep, I really didn't know a lot about what went on during the week. There's some assumptions you make, of course, the main competition, rehearsals, but I truly didn't know what a day-to-day looked like at Miss Teen USA. And honestly, I didn't really know until I was there. So in this video, I'm going to be going through every single day that I was at Miss Teen USA and telling you what happened, what I did, and what it was like. I'm so grateful to be able to share this perspective to not only help you prepare if you're somebody who is competing in pageants and is interested in competing at Miss Teen USA, but also for people that have no idea about pageants and are curious what a week at a national competition looks like. Okay, so the first 2 days I'm going to kind of explain together because they kind of mush together in my brain because I got 3 hours of sleep in between them. So to me, they are one day. We start with my journey there through the airport, which, let me tell you, traveling as a title holder is the most fun experience ever because when you're wearing that sash that says your state and you're traveling through your state, you are truly given princess treatment. When I tell you, me and Haley, they let us into the cockpit on the plane to take pictures and to make TikToks. Like, it was extreme levels of like princessness. It was amazing. We got free snacks, and my favorite part about traveling is there's so many kids and they always come say hi and think you're a princess. So traveling there was a lot of taking pictures with a bunch of different people, giving autograph cards, and a lot of conversations because when you're traveling in a crown and sash, people want to talk to you. So traveling there was a great experience. We did have some delays, but we made it there at a good time. It was like 11 p.m. We got to the hotel around midnight, and oh my gosh, we walk into the hotel. It is insane. It was unlike any other pageant hotel I'd ever been at. I think it was also because it was in Nevada, and I've never been to Nevada, and the casino atmosphere, it was just so loud, so big, and I felt like I was stepping into Miss Teen USA as soon as I walked into the room. So get there, it's like midnight, go to bed at like 12:30 because once I get there, I have to go get my box that I had delivered there with my state costume and try on my state costume for the first time. I had never ever put my state costume on before the day that I got there. So we put my state costume on. There was so much to do. And I was staying with my mom for that one night, and I just kind of exploded in the room because she also bought like a bunch of different outfits with that I had never seen before. And I was like, okay, am I going to wear this week? It was very, very chaotic, but it was also really fun because Haley also stayed with us. So we ordered some takeout, stayed up way too late. And then I found out that I had hair and makeup the next day at 3:30 in the morning. Now, trust me, I love Haley Morgan, and this was the best experience, hair and makeup, I've ever had. Like, she did a phenomenal job. However, it was 12:30 and I was still awake, and then I find out I have 3:30 makeup. So I hightailed it to bed and woke up at 3:30, and you go to the hair and makeup rooms, guys. This is like backstage at a Victoria's Secret fashion show. There are so many artists, there's so many people. Everyone is trying to look their absolute best. There's hairspray everywhere. It was amazing. We only like broke the power like one time because we were using so much. So that's a good thing, but it was just incredible. Honestly, I love that type of atmosphere. Like, it's chaotic and it's amazing. So then after I got all ready for the day, we go to check-in. At check-in, we received little goodie bags. They had some shirts, some candies that I actually lost mine. I have no clue where my candies went. I never got to eat them. Very sad about that. But we got some shirts, candies, and we've got our activewear for competition. And so it was really exciting. I loved getting that goodie bag. I felt like royalty again, and that kind of treatment really continued throughout the week, which was something that I really appreciated. It was amazing. We were always treated like queens, which I have never had like that type of experience. So after you check in, then they expect you to move in with your roommate. I had never met my roommate before. I was in for the best journey. I was with Miss Indiana teen, Kaylin, literally my best friend. I love her so much. Throughout the week, there is no one that I would have rather gone back to my room with and just been able to sit and debrief and be there for each other and be supportive. Literally, it was to die for. Incredible experience. But we went to lunch and then we started moving all my stuff into the room and she started moving her stuff in. This is a crazy process because when I got there, I like exploded everywhere. My biggest advice to anybody competing is don't explode your stuff everywhere in your mom's room the night before because it was chaos trying to get all my stuff into the room. But I did it and it worked out okay. And yeah, my room was a mess throughout the week because we had no time to clean it. So try to stay organized early in the week. Then we had to get ready for the sashing ceremony, which was so cool, by the way. They filmed it and you introduced yourself. We had a rehearsal for the sash ceremony too. That's another thing we did the day of. They had us arrive early to the sashing ceremony and we practiced. And the practice took a long time, just like the ceremony took a long time. But it was fun, it was cool. It was the first time I was able to represent my state at Miss Teen USA, so it was truly an honor. However, after the sash ceremony, it's now like 9 p.m. I've been up for so long. I wanted to go to bed so bad. We had a meeting. We had a meeting with our staff to talk about rules and talk about all the things we were and weren't allowed to do throughout the week, which was really interesting because I had no idea, but they make sure that we are so safe throughout the week. We always have chaperones, guides, we have curfews, and all of it was to make sure that we were never in a dangerous situation. And I really appreciated that because I've had some situations in the past, and so they did a really great job of making us feel safe. However, this led to a like 11:30 midnight bedtime, and I had to wake up the next day at like 4. I think I got to sleep in a little bit. So that's day 1/2. Okay, I'm reading over my notes for day 3. This cannot be one day. There is no way. Like every day at Miss Teen USA is like 4 days chunked together. So let's go over it. I talked about 4 makeup, 4 a.m. Woke up, got ready at hair and makeup. Then they gave us a provided breakfast, which every day that I was there and they had the provided breakfast, I would have 3 hard-boiled eggs with salt and pepper on them. And that's not because I was like dieting at all. That was what I wanted. And I was deeply enjoying it. And I don't know, guys. This day was very much giving content creation, which was super fun. We started with a photo shoot with Jonathan Kane and Georgina Vaughn. Oh my God. Guys, this photo shoot was so fun. It wasn't like a million pictures. We got like a few pictures taken. It was super quick, but then you got to stay in the gown that you were in, take some pictures of your own, take videos, make a lot of content. It was just like a social media girl like me, like my dream. We walked in there and she was like, "What color gown are you looking for?" And I told her, but I was like, "That gown right there, like, can I put that on?" And she was like, "Okay, you can wear that one." And I was like, "Let's go." Because I saw the gown on the hanging rack and I was like, "Oh, I want to be able to wear that gown. So I got really lucky. I got to wear the one that I really wanted. So after that, we had another photo shoot, back-to-back photo shoots in our fitness outfit. So this was our Rise athleisure wear. And then Brittany killed it, added a bunch of accessories. Your girl was in roller skates. Now, if you know anything about me, I have some roller skate trauma. I fell, like, roller skate, like I had an injury, like I got injured when I fell roller skating. And so I'm not the best roller skater. However, I am always going to be extra. And so I saw the roller skates and I said, Brittany, I want to wear those. She was like, okay. And so I had so much fun. I actually learned how to roller skate while I was roller skating. Like it came subconsciously. And so I was just having so much fun. And Brittany got a bunch of cards for us to go play like arcade games while we were waiting for our turn to take pictures. Oh my gosh, like sweetest thing ever. She's an angel. And it was just so much fun. After that, we hightailed it upstairs to get our free food, which included glitter brownies. Incredible. And we had to eat super quick because we had to get on the bus in our Rare Bird set, which Rare Bird might be my favorite pageant sponsor ever. When I tell you, since getting back from Teen USA, I've probably worn my Rare Bird set 20 times. I am serious. This is the most comfortable thing. I wore my Rare Bird set like every single day that I was at Miss Teen USA. Oh my gosh. And her story behind it is just so incredible, and it really resonates with me and my Let's Get Loud, being yourself, being rare. I love Sarah. Like, she's incredible. Being able to meet her too after she gave 102 of us free sets, like it was amazing being able to like thank her. And we went to this like mural on the side of the road and we just took pictures and videos, and that was like our little excursion. Again, the content creation was really speaking to me. Me and Emma found this bus and took pictures with this bus, and the pictures turned out incredible. I don't know whose bus this was. I don't. But the pictures were so good that it was amazing. So thank you to whoever's bus that was. I don't know if it was just like there. I don't really know, but we praised that bus because the Instagram pictures were fire. After that, me and Emma made like Emma's Miss Kansas Teen USA, by the way. I should refer to it as Emma. We're on a first name basis. But anyway, we made a plan because when we got back, we needed to go pick up our opening number dresses. We needed to get food, a snack, and get ready for the PJ party. And we had like not that long. We had like 2 hours to do like a lot of things. And we had to do our hair and makeup change because we both decided that we wanted like updos of some kind. So we go back, we run downstairs, get our opening number dresses, come back upstairs, try them on randomly. Then we went and got hair and makeup touch-ups, went downstairs, got food, and then came back upstairs. But then we went back downstairs and got frozen yogurt, and we made the best TikTok ever. We used like the Liv and Maddie Froyo sound. We were like almost late to the PJ party, but it was really fun. And the froyo was really good. And in another episode, I'm gonna need to go over every single outfit I wore because my PJs were iconic. So yeah, the PJ party was super fun. We ended up being there for like 2 hours doing some bowling. Me and Emma progressively got better and better at bowling. It was really impressive. By the end, we were really hitting like 8-9 pins at a time. Like we were putting away the points like no one's business. But then we went to go get tan, and tans was a whole thing because we were always so busy, so everyone had to get them done at night by the sponsor, who was incredible and gave me a 6-pack, so thank you. But we ended up being at the tanning place till like midnight every night. Um, and so again, having to wake up super early, by day 3, this day, I was already incredibly sleep deprived. Was it worth it? Yes. Would I do it again? Also, yes. Okay, day 4 was a little bit more condensed. There wasn't as much going on, but the things going on were huge. So I did have to wake up at hair and makeup at 5, which isn't as bad as the previous days, you might notice. However, I was, by this day, kind of a zombie because I had been getting very little sleep and go, go, go during the day. Like, there wasn't off periods during the day. Your off periods, you were eating. Like, there wasn't breaks. And I did appreciate that. Like, looking back, I'm glad that we didn't get great breaks because we were able to get so much done and have such incredible experiences. However, I was dead. Day 4, I was dead. So we have hair and makeup, then we have rehearsal, and this starts the dance rehearsal. Our dance, I'm gonna say this, our dance was the hardest pageant opening number I've ever seen. Never in my life. I was a competitive dancer growing up. It was hard. It was a hard dance, not like trick wise, but it was fast. There was a lot of different movements. There was ripples. It looked fabulous on stage. And our choreographers were like literally the best. Like, I can't sing their praises enough. I'm sorry. I'm I'm so grateful to our choreographers for creating such a positive atmosphere where we just felt like slay. Like, it was like, and we all took it like real seriously. Like, we were gonna make this dance good, and it ended up being amazing. But we also had to rehearse a state costume because then later that night we had state costume. State costume story. If you've seen my costume, you've seen it. We're going to talk about it in another episode. However, I decided to have a spinning windmill on my back. Now, we turned this on for a rehearsal. We rehearse our state costume. I get off stage. I asked them to turn it off. There was like an on and off switch. They thought it was a button, and so they pushed it in and they broke it. And then it started smoking, and we can all thank Emma and Kaylin because they like plugged the hole and made sure that I didn't light on fire. But that was really scary because I was like, get off me, get off me, get off me, because I didn't want to burn alive. So very grateful for them. However, we put it on my back. It was supposed to spin and it didn't, which was sad. I know backstage they tried to like wind it up and like spin it like by hand before I walked on. It stopped immediately. Like, it didn't work at all, but that's okay. I still loved my state costume. It was still extra because how could it not be? Every part of that costume was extra. It was insane, but I was also worried about the fire because it was like fully rhinestoned and like the headpiece was rhinestoned, and I was like, but luckily I didn't set it on fire, and I brought the rest of the state costume home, but the windmill did in fact stay in Reno, Nevada because my mom was like, we're not flying with this is a fire hazard. But after state costume, we got the freedom to go eat with our like parents, relatives, whoever was there, which was amazing. Like, I needed to like sit down and eat with my mom. And so me and Emma and Jen and my mom all went to the Chinese place, and this started a series of events where we ate at the Chinese place every other day we were there because it was good. It was really good, and it just was really filling and incredible. But yeah, we did eat at the Chinese place 5 times. Okay, day 5 was kind of super short day to explain, at least. It was interview day. This was the most magical day. I have never felt more myself in an interview. I have never expressed myself as well in an interview. I've never walked out feeling as good. It was just a really magical interview. I'm really proud of what I put on. Like what I put out into the world in that interview. I was completely, totally 100% myself, and I wouldn't have done it any other way. So I'm really, really proud of my interview, and I will always be happy with that. And then after my interview, I got ice cream, and it was like 10 a.m., I think. I don't even remember. I think it was like 10 a.m., but I got ice cream, and I don't regret that at all. Then the rest of the day we spent in rehearsal. It was a lot of rehearsals. This was like the rehearsal packed day where okay, this is fun. We spent the day doing a lot of dance rehearsals. At the end of the night, at like 9 p.m., they taught us our routines for prelims. And prelims was the next day. So we all learned these, and then we went back to our hotel rooms and started trying to plan out our routine and what we were going to do on stage in prelims, because we hadn't had the routine until then. And this was definitely a challenge. And like, I view like Teen USA and like Miss USA as like advanced pageantry, because you really have to know your stuff. You have to know what you're doing, and it can be like really scary to try and do if you haven't done a lot of pageants, because now they've just given you this routine and they're like, okay. And you're like, so I compete this tomorrow at like 2 p.m. And we have rehearsals before that, so we couldn't like practice it the next day really. I'm somebody who thinks on their feet, and so this wasn't incredibly scary for me, but it was intimidating because I had never done it before. Okay, day 6, we had rehearsal, and then prelims, and prelims was a rush. Like, it like felt like so fast. We had rehearsal like throughout the entire day. And then we had like an hour and a half to go and get ready for prelims and then come down and do prelims. My fitness, I have never been prouder of. Like, that was the best fitness I've ever done. My gown was pretty okay. However, I was so focused on my fitness that my gown was really simple, and I had planned some moves that I didn't get to do in my gown. And so I was sad about that because I really wanted to do a few things in gown and I didn't get to, so I'm just gonna have to incorporate those in the future. But after that, we had like 40 minutes before Miss Prelims, and we rushed to that Chinese place and ate dinner as quickly as possible so that we could have Chinese, like that food, before going into Miss Prelims. Miss Prelims were amazing. Literally, I got to watch Miss USA prelims, and that's something I'll always be grateful for. It was an incredible experience, and yeah, it was great. Okay, finals day had like a terrifying atmosphere to it because everyone just didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, Miss Teen USA and Miss USA was under a new direction, and people had no expectations. They had nothing to go off of. And so everyone was, I think, a little bit intimidated. I know my heart was thumping throughout finals day, but it was still really, really fun. We had a lot of rehearsals during the day, and I just cannot be more grateful for some of the girls I was able to talk to throughout the week. They like, their personalities will forever like shine onto me, and just being able to watch them through the rest of like their reigns and support them and know them is just so powerful. It is so different now seeing everybody post and what they're doing after getting to meet them, because now I can be like, oh, she really wanted to do that. And that's just something really cool. But me and Mylan and Reese had milkshakes before finals, and this was probably the most calming thing for me. Like, it was so random, and just sitting with Mylan, it's so funny because like I was like, after she won, all I could think was like 4 hours ago we were having milkshakes. Like, what do you mean? But it was just really great. And then finals went by so fast. I thought after like not making it to top 20 that like, oh my gosh, this is gonna take so long. And we didn't have TVs backstage, so we couldn't watch. And so we were just trying to like listen to see what was going on. But I was like, oh, this is gonna be so long. No. Quickest finals show ever, and then suddenly we were on stage. I felt like everybody had like a surreal feeling after not making top 20, because it was heartbreaking. But there's another sense of gratitude of just being able to be there and knowing that not a lot of people get to be there, and that you're more likely to have a son play in a Super Bowl than a daughter be there. And that's just a crazy thing. So I just sat backstage and I didn't even know what I was feeling. But then getting on that stage, I felt sad because I was like, I had things I really wanted to do. I really wanted to talk on the Miss Teen USA stage. I really, really wanted to. And I wasn't able to. And so I was really disappointed. But then I stood on that stage and they called my name for the Chelsea Smith Award. And it kind of just made everything feel like it had gone exactly how it was supposed to. And that's just like something I'll take with me the rest of my life. That feeling of having the most talented pageant girls in the world vote for me as like the nice girl of the week. I can't even describe to you how incredible that feels. I was in so much shock. This was my 10th Miss Personality win, and what a time to win it at Miss Teen USA. What a life-changing moment. I will carry that necklace that I won with me forever. Getting off stage and them telling me how expensive that necklace was, whew. Yeah, that's my prized possession. That's my baby. That's my baby. But I was really happy for everybody that made it top 20, top 5, and won. Because it's just cool. You can't help but feel happy when you watch girls light up and their lives be changed forever by this experience. And I think my life was changed forever, maybe not in an external way, but definitely in an internal way. So I was really proud of myself. But the last day, me and Emma needed to get out of there, get a little, reconnect with nature a little bit, because we actually had like never left the hotel, like ever. Like we went on our like excursion to take pictures, and then we went back inside. So me and Emma and our moms went on a hike, and oh my gosh, guys, this was like the most needed thing ever. It was incredible. The stress and like all the like weight on my shoulders just like disappeared. It was incredible. So we did that, and then we went shopping at Sephora, and we just had the best time. And I'm really grateful for Emma and Jen throughout the week. They just became family. And after that, we watched Miss USA, and I sobbed my eyes out because Audrey has been one of those people that I've looked up to since I was pretty young. She's been competing in pageants for years and years. And watching like her win Miss USA, it just like healed. Like there was something in me that just, it made little me happy. It brought back that childlike wonder. And watching her win Miss USA, which this is how it should be, it made me feel like I could win Miss USA one day. Watching her, knowing her heart and her spirit and how down to earth and kind and genuine she is. Watching her win, I was sitting in the audience, still feeling that disappointment. And watching her win, I just thought, okay, I'll be back. Like, I will do everything I can to get back there. And if I am lucky enough to be able to compete for Miss USA, I want nothing more than to act with the grace and like the respect and just the poise that Audrey did, because she truly filled up every room she walked into with just a smile. So I was really happy for her. And then we had the Chinese place. Oh yeah, and then I also had a photo shoot done with Brittany Link in my gown, and the pictures are just phenomenal, and Brittany's just phenomenal, and it was great. But that's like my overall arching experience and story. And then I got back and went into hibernation mode because I was so tired, but every moment was worth it. Every single moment. And I can't wait to talk to you guys further about the week. I think my next video is going to be an outfit, like little check-in of like every single outfit I wore throughout the week. But I really want to get on here and just do like a little real recap, and there'll definitely be an episode where I talk to you more about what I was feeling and thinking. But I'm really grateful for everybody watching this video. I know it's been a while. I know, and I'm really sorry. And I'm glad to be back, and I hope you keep on watching. So thank you so much for watching this episode of the Pageant Podcast. Please subscribe, like this video, and go follow me on all social media platforms if you don't already. See you guys Thursday. Bye.